In 1911, two teams set out to achieve one of history's greatest adventures to become the first humans to reach the South Pole. Both teams were experienced. Both leaders were courageous. Both had trained for years. Both faced the same freezing winds, the same endless ice, and the same impossible journey. Yet history remembers them very differently. One team, led by the Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen, reached the South Pole first and returned safely. The other, led by the British explorer Robert Falcon Scott, also reached the pole, but on the journey home, every member of the expedition lost their lives. The difference wasn't simply courage, it wasn't intelligence, and it certainly wasn't determination. One leader focused on managing people, preparation, and daily discipline. The other relied more heavily on ambition and endurance. Leadership isn't measured by how far you can go alone. It's measured by how many people successfully reach the destination with you. Today, we're exploring 7 people skills that separate ordinary managers from truly great leaders. Skill and intelligence get you the chair, but people skills get you the loyalty to actually sit in it. First, active listening. Active listening isn't just staying quiet while someone talks. It's fully focusing on the speaker, resisting the urge to plan your response, and reflecting back what you heard so the other person feels genuinely understood, not just heard. Imagine an iceberg floating in the ocean. Only a small portion is visible above the water. The rest remains hidden beneath the surface. Conversations work exactly the same way. The words people speak are only the visible part. Hidden underneath are emotions, fears, expectations, frustrations, and unspoken concern. Great leaders listen beneath the surface. For example, when Satya Nadella became CEO of Microsoft in 2014, the company was struggling, internally competitive, slow to innovate, and losing relevance. Nadella didn't come in with a 100-point plan. He started by listening. He held listening tours across the company, meeting employees at every level. He asked, "What's stopping you from doing your best work?" The result? He shifted Microsoft's culture from know-it-all to learn-it-all. Within 5 years, Microsoft's market cap tripled. Active listening is like a lighthouse. It doesn't chase the ships. It simply stays present and focused, and the ships find their way because of it. How to manage it. In your next conversation, don't speak until you can summarize what the other person said. Count to 2 before responding. It kills the reflex to interrupt. Listening helps people feel understood. Second, assertive communication. The strongest tree in the forest isn't the one that fights every storm. It's the one that refuses to uproot itself. There are 3 communication styles: passive, aggressive, and assertive. Passive leaders protect harmony at the cost of progress. Aggressive leaders protect authority at the cost of relationships. Assertive leaders protect both people and principle. Great leaders are assertive. They set boundaries without being harsh. They give feedback without crushing morale. For example, look at Mary Barra, CEO of General Motors. When she took over in 2014, GM was recovering from a massive recall crisis. Barra had to make tough decisions, closing plants, cutting jobs, but she did it with clarity and respect. She communicated directly. "We're making these changes to ensure GM's future. I know this is hard, and I'm committed to supporting those affected." She didn't sugarcoat. She was assertive. And today, GM is one of the most respected automotive companies in the world. How to manage it. Whenever you need to make a difficult decision, remember the word clear, a practical framework. C, clarify the goal. What outcome are we trying to achieve? L, listen before leading. Understand different viewpoints before deciding. E, explain your reasoning. People accept decisions more easily when they understand the logic behind them. A, act with confidence. Once you've made the decision, don't constantly second-guess yourself in front of the team. R, review the results. Strong leaders aren't stubborn. They learn and adjust when new evidence appears. Third, lead the person, not just the position. A gardener doesn't water every plant the same way. A cactus and a rose both need care, but not the same kind. One of the biggest mistakes managers make, treating everyone the same. Your top performer needs different support than your struggling team member. Great leaders customize their approach. The 3 tiers: high performers, challenge them, give them stretch goals, get out of their way. Steady performers, recognize them, provide consistency, help them grow at their pace. Struggling performers, coach them, set clear expectations, give frequent feedback. For example, Jack Welch, former CEO of General Electric, was famous for this. He categorized employees into 3 groups: top 20%, rewarded heavily, given the best opportunities; middle 70%, developed and coached; bottom 10%, let go if they didn't improve. Controversial? Yes. Effective? Absolutely. Under Welch, GE's market cap grew from $14 billion to $410 billion. How to manage it? Identify where each team member stands. Have different conversations with each group. Don't waste time micromanaging your top performers. Don't ignore your struggling performers. Address issues early. Fourth, creating space for ideas. The greatest idea in the room is often trapped inside the quietest person. Imagine planting a seed on a solid concrete. No matter how extraordinary the seed is, it will never grow. Now plant that same seed in healthy soil. Give it sunlight. Give it water. Give it time. The seed hasn't changed. The environment has. People are no different. Every organization is full of ideas. The question isn't, do my people have good ideas? The question is, have I created an environment where they feel safe enough to share them? Your team has ideas you've never thought of, but if you dominate every meeting, they'll never share them. Great leaders don't have all the answers. They create environments where others feel safe to speak up. For example, Elon Musk is known for many things, but one of his leadership habits stands out. He actively solicits feedback from employees at all levels. At Tesla and SpaceX, Musk sends emails encouraging workers to bypass hierarchy and share ideas directly. He said, anyone at Tesla can email anyone, including me, if they think it's the fastest way to solve a problem. This culture of idea sharing has led to innovations that kept Tesla ahead of traditional automakers. How to manage it? In meetings, speak last. Let others share first. Create anonymous idea channels, like a suggestion box or Slack channel. Celebrate when someone's idea gets implemented. As we're talking about leadership, communication, decision-making, and business growth, there's something interesting I came across the Leaders Toolkit. Sometimes the real challenge is inspiring your team, handling tough conversations, making decisions that actually stick, staying focused under pressure. And it didn't stop at the ebook. You also get a checklist to keep you focused, a resource cheat sheet for quick solutions, and a mind map that simplifies everything into one glance. Simple, practical, and powerful. I've added the link in the description below so you can easily explore it after this video. Fifth, motivating through strengths. A magnifying glass doesn't create sunlight, it simply focuses it until it becomes powerful enough to start a fire. Leadership works the same way. People don't grow in their weaknesses, they grow in their strengths. Now, don't misunderstand this principle. Every professional should improve weaknesses that affect performance or integrity. But here's the mistake many leaders make. They spend so much time trying to make people average at everything that they never help them become exceptional at anything. Great leaders flip that. They identify what people are naturally good at and give them more of that work. For example, Oprah Winfrey didn't become a media mogul by trying to be someone else. She leaned into her natural strengths, empathy, storytelling, and connection. When she built her media empire, she didn't hire people who were just like her. She built teams where each person's strengths complemented the other. Her producers, writers, and on-air talent all had distinct roles that matched their natural abilities. The result? The Oprah Winfrey Network became one of the most influential media brands in the world. How to manage it? Use strength assessments like Clifton Strengths or High Five. Ask each team member, what work makes you feel energized? Assign projects that align with their strengths. Recognize when someone excels in their natural zone. 6. Turn conflict into collaboration instead of competition. Fire can cook your food or burn down your house. Competition works the same way. It becomes powerful only when it's controlled. No team stays in perfect harmony forever. Different experiences create different opinions. Different priorities create disagreements. Different personalities create friction. Conflict is not the enemy of leadership. Poorly managed conflict is. Think of a blacksmith forging a sword. Steel becomes stronger because it passes through fire and repeated pressure. Without heat and resistance, it remains ordinary metal. Teams work the same way. When disagreements are handled with respect, they sharpen ideas instead of damaging relationships. But when leaders ignore conflict or worse, take sides too quickly, small misunderstandings become lasting division. For example, Nelson Mandela faced one of the most difficult conflict situations in history: a divided nation, decades of apartheid, and deep racial tension. When he became president of South Africa in 1994, he could have sought revenge. Instead, he created the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, a platform for victims and perpetrators to speak openly. He didn't ignore the conflict. He navigated it with wisdom, empathy, and firmness. And he united a country that many thought was beyond saving. How to manage it? Don't let conflicts fester. Address them quickly. Stay neutral. Your role is mediator, not judge. Focus on solution, not blame. Document agreements so everyone's accountable. Conflict handled with wisdom creates stronger teams. Conflict handled with ego creates weaker organization. The difference is leadership. Whenever you notice unhealthy competition in your team, remember the word unite. Unite around one purpose. Make the shared mission bigger than individual recognition. N, notice collaboration. Praise people who help others succeed. I, investigate the cause. Solve the system before blaming the person. T, turn disagreement into discussion. E, evaluate team success first. Individual achievements matter, but the team's success matters more. Seventh, become the leader you trust first. A kite rises against the wind, not with it. Confidence grows the same way. It is built by facing resistance, not avoiding it. You can know all the techniques, but if you don't believe in yourself, your team won't either. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's the quiet certainty that you can handle whatever comes your way. People constantly look to their leader for emotional signal. If you panic during a crisis, fear spreads. If you stay calm under pressure, confidence spreads. For example, Winston Churchill during World War II. Britain stood alone against Nazi Germany. The odds were impossible, but Churchill's confidence never wavered. His famous speech, "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight on the landing ground, we shall never surrender." That inner confidence didn't just inspire Britain, it inspired the entire Allied effort. How to manage it? Start each day by reviewing past wins. Practice decisive action. Make small decisions quickly. Speak with conviction. Even if you're unsure, project certainty. Remember, confidence is a skill. You build it through action. How to master all 7 together. You don't build these skills overnight, and you don't need to master all 7 at once. Think of it like training 7 different muscles. Pick one skill each month to focus on intentionally. Journal one real interaction where you tried applying it. Ask someone you trust, where do you see me improving, and where am I still stuck? Study one leader, historical or modern, who embodies that specific skill, and ask, what would they do in my situation today? Mountains are not climbed in one giant leap. They are conquered one steady step at a time. Leadership follows the same rule. No one wakes up as a great leader. They become one conversation, one decision, one lesson, and one act of courage at a time. If you found this video valuable, share it with someone who wants to become a better leader. And in the comments, tell us which of these 7 people skills you want to strengthen first. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, and remember, great leadership begins with understanding people before expecting people to understand you.